So we're back in the pack. I had to do a couple changes between episodes. I know it's been a while since we've published an episode for the Forever World. I had to port between different mod loaders. I went from Fabric to NeoForge. There were some more quality of life mods and some other different mods that I wanted to install. Unfortunately, they're not available on Fabric or the current version I was playing on, which was 121.5. We're now on 121.1, so we went back a couple versions, but it's going to be okay. So I'm thinking today's objective is going to be a farm. I think we need to build a farm to sustain ourselves while we are here in our Forever World. I'm just not entirely sure where I want to build it yet, and it looks like we have so many different pickaxes. I don't understand why. I think we must have raided some stuff last episode. But I'm thinking we're going to go over here somewhere to get that going. And I am just so excited to be able to play our Forever World once again. Okay, so we've kind of went a little way from the house. The house is right over there. And we think we're going to build our farm somewhere in this area. So some of the quality of life things we installed is we've got a new timber mod, which is pretty cool. And if you just mine that one block, oh, wait, maybe not. No, maybe try it again. Try it again. There we go. It seems to work for the most part, which is kind of more realistic, I would say, on our behalf here, that we're able to, you know, mine trees, but not like super dramatically, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. We're going to just basically clear this out. Okay, so we've mined out this little piece of plot right here. I'm thinking we're going to put some of the farmland right here, and maybe we'll kind of build our barn back over here in this direction somewhere. Let's see if we can fell this tree this way. And we'll see if we can't get rid of this real fast, and then let's get some more of this dirt mined up and kind of clear out a little bit more of a path. And I'm thinking to keep with the theme of the biome, we should do maybe like a jungle barn of some sort. I'm thinking that would look pretty cool. I don't know why I just did that. Let's put this block back. Try to get rid of some of these leaves so they can get out of our way. And then I think we should level out the ground probably about here. So we'll come out to this spot, maybe something like that. I'm thinking that if we build the barn in this section over here, we could also run down maybe like a little pier walkway over here so we could go fishing down here. I'm thinking this is going to look really cool. This is going to look really cool. So basically, we're going to be able to take raw materials. We'll probably do it out of cobblestone to begin with because we don't have a lot of iron to play around with, and I don't really want to waste the iron that we do have. So we're basically going to go like this, and we're going to take some wood. I just lost it. There it is. We're going to take the wood. We're going to create some sticks, which we already had in our inventory because we're a bunch of goofballs. Take a pickaxe, and then if you add 3 of the material, 1 stick, and if you add 3 of the material, then you can get yourself a stone pickaxe. Now, you might say, well, that looks like just a regular stone pickaxe. It does, but when it runs out of durability, you can use a crude, we can use a crude one for now. We could use a very crude repair kit that holds 16 blocks made out of template boards, a piece of stone, and a stick to hold repair materials. In our case, it would be cobblestone, and then that would be able to repair our tools on the go. So what we can do for now is we're actually gonna we're gonna just shrink down to 1 iron pickaxe. I know that was kind of a waste of our iron pickaxes, to be completely honest. I shouldn't have done that, but you live and you learn. We'll combine our axes real quick because we're gonna end up making a whole new set of tools anyway. So let's just throw our axe in here because we're not gonna need it, and we're done with our pickaxe, so we'll throw that away too. Let's put 1 more tool rod in here. We're gonna need the axe blueprint, and we're gonna make an axe. So that'll make us a stone axe from this mod. We're also going to get a shovel from the mod as well, which is only 1 piece. It copies almost the same relative vanilla recipe, you know, but the tool rod itself is a little bit different. We're not going to make a sword because I don't find any use for it, to be honest. and we're going to grab a hoe. You can clearly see that I used a stick to do the tool rod pattern, right? If you wanted to make other materials out of tool rods, you could. You can do a stone, which has got brittle 2 and crushing 2. These are all different traits that every tool can have. There are good ones and there are bad ones. And to be honest, there's pros and cons to like almost all of them that you use. So now we're just going to toss away our blueprints real quick. And then we're going to, okay, so now we've got all of these nice reusable tools basically. So I'm going to be able to mine with this and then it'll come back. But one of the things I want to look into, we're going to bookmark this very crude repair kit because we're going to need it. But one of the things I want to look into is if I type in silent gears, right? And I go down to the, should be right here, the excavator template, right? We're going to want to create this and I'll show you why in a second. First, we're going to need template boards, right? So template boards are cut on a stone anvil with some sort of knife. So to get stone anvil, we need cobblestone surrounded by dirt. We'll grab this. We'll go over here. We're going to get this cut up real fast. There we go. So we've got our stone anvil. We're just going to need some logs. And then we're going to need some sort of knife to use on it, which we can use a very crude knife. We're going to need crude tool parts and that. So we can go to crude tool parts. We're going to need another piece of dirt, which is going to be right here. And we can get ourselves some crude tool parts. And then we're going to take that and combine it with a piece of cobblestone to get a crude knife, which has 32 durability, which is plenty for what we're doing. You're going to right click your logs on there and we're just going to minus up some of these templates because we're going to create a couple different tools that are going to be useful. You can just right click with an open hand to get that out of there. So to make this would make a helmet, right? So we need to make the excavator. We're going to put that right there. And then we're also going to create one more, and it's going to be called the hammer, which is going to be right here. But we want to look at harvest speed, which is going to be 10, and it's minus 50. So technically, I think it's 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think it would be 5. Versus if we just used cobblestone, much lower durability, right? But the harvest speed's only 4, so it's pretty slow compared to cobblestone. So I'm thinking we hit it with some emerald, and that would be pretty cool. And then let's get a excavator part in here too, and I think it's about the same. And again, it's going to be 10, which is going to be great. And then we can throw this and this in there, and now we have a hammer. So it looks like harvest speed's going to be 5, which does kind of suck. Okay, it was 5. So it is minus 50. I'm wondering if the tool rod that we use could change. Okay, that gave it a 5.5. Hold on, let me see if, let's go in here. Let's see if harvest speed is 6 for this. I wonder if we make the handle out of gold, if that makes any difference. I know we're going to be wasting our only 2 gold that we have. Oh, we can't do that. We might be able to with the tool rod blueprint. We can, and it looks like it's got bending and plus harvest speed 3. So if we do this, now we're at a harvest speed 8. Unfortunately, we only had 1 gold. So I think we'd probably benefit a little bit better if it being on here on the excavator. But then again, I think for mining, this is going to be so much better. So for this, we'll just throw these on here, and then we'll just have a 5.5 harvest speed, which is a little bit faster than a stone shovel, but you'll see why it doesn't really matter. So we're going to do something like this. And then I think we're going to incorporate some jungle wood in here. I might do all the sides like this to kind of give it more of a little bit better of a look. And then, yes, this is connecting the way I want it to, so you guys will see in just a second. We should probably chisel some more, to be honest. So I just so this chisel mod basically allows you to change the layout of different blocks, right? And if you click connected textures, right, and you turn them on, you can see that we get a little bit of there's a difference. Like if I chisel it without the connected textures, it'll just be a bunch of bricks. If I do it with it, it kind of gives that smooth look to it. So that's kind of what we're going for right here. And if you look at that. That looks pretty nice, huh? So we're just going to kind of go like this. And that'll kind of finish up that wall. I think I am going to go with something like this. Maybe we should strip it. Yeah. I feel like maybe not doing stripped because it's gonna kind of give it a different like texture, and the texture is kind of light compared to the rest of the build. So maybe we should come over here. We'll put that down. Let me get all the rest of this placed up. All right, so we've got the base pretty much built down. We're gonna come across kind of like that. I think we're going to probably build us some ladders of some sort, or maybe even cobblestone walls. We could get ourselves some more cobblestone too in a second, but we could do something like this. That looks all right. I like that. And then for this one, I guess just something like that maybe. Because I thought about actually putting like a door here. And we need to get a roof on it, so let's get that going. I'm pretty sure we're going to go with maybe... That's a lot of jungle. Let's go get some cobblestone. And while we get some cobblestone, we'll just go over a few other things that we're, you know, excited for. Today's episode's obviously mainly the biggest portion is just the farm. I really wanted to get the farm going. And then I'm thinking next episode we do a little bit more mining. I've got some ideas for some builds that I want to do. And some other stuff I want to do. If you can obviously tell, I mean, mining for us is going to be so amazing. I mean, look at how fast we're just chipping through all of this. It's a little dark on your guys' end, so we'll give a little bit light in here. But I mean, it's just amazing how fast this hammer works. These are some of the quality of life things that I was just talking about, that it's like, I really like to play this style, and you know, I mean, I love the Minecraft aspect, but I just love the building and the creativeness that you can have in the game. And I'm not always a big fan of how long it takes to get to that point. You know, I know you can do the grind and you can spend all the time trying to get, you know, all of this stuff built out and get all your tools up to the max upgrades and be able to have beacons and stuff that'll let you mine like this and just super fast. But why do all that work when there are mods created for this purpose and this reason? So it looks like we got ourselves a nice little spot in here that we can just kind of light up real quick so nothing spawns. And then we're just going to head on back over to the farm area. We're going to clean up this path too. I'm thinking some slab, like a slab path or something like that. This looks really good so far. I'm really excited about this. Let's get ourselves a dirt staircase. And then I think maybe we go with a cobblestone roof. Give it that little like older look to it. I don't think we can chisel stairs, but we could chisel cobblestone, which does make a pretty good difference. So I'm wondering if we can create some pretty cool things out of this. Wondering if we do maybe like a sheared cobblestone for like the filling of the wall area. Or maybe something like this. Maybe like a pulverized cobblestone. Let's go up here once. All right, so here is the finished build. That is our finished barn build. I like the beginning of this. It looks really nice. We need to get rid of we need to do some finishing touch stuff, but for the most part, this is going to be really cool. I like this a lot. Let's get this filled in so that it looks right there. I like the different combination of things that we used to build the roof. I think it gave it a lot of life, a lot of you know, pop to the build itself. I'm really liking this. I really like this a lot. Looks really good. I know it looks very directional at the moment. We'll get that fixed. Looks very squared off is what I'm trying to say. Let's go out maybe 3 on this side. We'll come down a little bit. Maybe something like this. Could put a fence gate in there. We'll go over here. And maybe leave this open. So we'll do these and then we'll kind of come down over here. And I think maybe we'll come this way and we'll build out. We'll build out a little bit right here. That's all of our dirt too, which is perfect because, I mean, I don't think we need any more, but maybe we'll get Another fence gate in here. Let's put it like, I don't know, maybe like right here. That'll work. And then I'm going to need to figure out a different torch system for this because we're not going to have room for our crops if we do it any other way. We could place a plot, place some water here. We could do a piece of water like up here for some crops. And then we could come back down, maybe put one here. And I think maybe one like right there. We didn't grab our hoe, but we've pretty much got the farm almost set up. It looks, I mean, it's looking really good. So this is pretty much the layout we're going to use for a little while. I don't plan on, I think I'm happy with this. I think this is a great starter, like, build to our farm. We're going to throw this in there, and then let's grab our hoe. Let's build our sturdy casing real quick. Quick. It's going to be 5 of these, a piece of stone, and a stick. I don't have any stone. So let's get a stone build. Actually, let's build 2 of these sturdy casings because we also have our emerald tools, and we want to be able to repair those as well. I love this view. I can't wait to think of something to do with this entire area. Whatever house we build or however we decide to design this, maybe with like a big tree or something, I want this to be open. I want to be able to see this skyline. That is amazing. And then this skyline, I would love, this is the sunset. We've got the sunrise. We literally like just prime real estate. I mean, this is prime real estate. I think next episode, we're going to get our path built. I'm going to do some kind of like stone built path, kind of like going this way with maybe some wood and wood interworked, like worked in with that. And then we will also probably go and get a mine started because that sounds like something we should do. So let's get some land tilled up real fast. Just kind of start around here. We'll kind of just go crazy with the path. And if the dirt comes back up, then we know where we need a water source. And there we go. That's all the seeds we have for today. That's all the time we have for today. But I love this build. I love what we're doing. We're working our way towards a better world. As always, I'm ShinyVids. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys honestly have any idea what to do with this, let me know. Thanks.